Good Erev Shabbos Bayit family. Erev Shabbat is Lag BaOmer. And on Lag BaOmer, I find myself thinking, especially as we approach Parashat Emor this Shabbat at the same time, about the duality of fire. It's customary on Lag BaOmer to light massive bonfires, symbolic, we are taught, of the tremendous light of Torah that Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, the sort of hero of the legends of Lag BaOmer, brought into the world. A mystical Torah, a deep Torah, the Torah that he taught. Like flame, like fire, it illuminated, it lit souls on fire. And yet, of course, it's the very same Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai about whom we're taught that after exiting the cave, after well over a decade of Torah study, the intensity of his focus on Torah was such that he couldn't countenance people doing other things in the world, other productive, constructive labors and efforts. And his eyes burned things wherever he looked. A destructive fire. This is always, always the duality of fire. Fire that creates and warms, fire that destroys and burns. The truth is, in our parasha, Parashat Emor, we experience the very same thing. Towards the very beginning of the parasha, we're told about a punishment of a particular Bat Kohen who behaves in sexually immoral behavior. Ba'esh tisaref. The harsh punishment of the Torah is death by fire. And yet just before this and just after it in our parasha, we're told about the service of the Kohanim. At Isheh Hashem, they offer the fire offerings to God. And in the second half of the parasha, over and over, in the portion that deals with the Chagim, the Moadim, the festivals, we're told about each festival, V'hikravtem Isheh LaHashem. You should offer a fire offering to God. In fact, this word Isheh is a little bit different than Eish, and it's often translated as almost a relational fire, a fire that brings human beings and God through the gift of the Korban into relationship, the most constructive, the most connective, the most warm of fires that we could imagine. Torah can be a fire that warms or a fire that burns and destroys when not used in the right way. And so it is of so many of the tools in our lives. In recent weeks, we've witnessed so many wildfires in the United States and in Israel. And of course, I can't not think about the gunfire of terrorists that killed a pregnant, ready-to-deliver mother just this week, and the horrible gunfire that continues as we approach 600 days of war. It's a Shabbat to pray that we can return to days when our fires are Isheh Hashem, constructive, warming, connective, giving fires, fires of a loving Torah, and that we're able to put down our gunfire, that we're able to live in a world of a healthy planet devoid of wildfire, that when we think of Eish and Isheh, we think of constructive connection and not destructive war and loss. Ken Yehi Ratzon, as we light the Shabbat candles to welcome in the Shabbat, and as, on the other end, we say goodbye to it with the light of Havdalah, may we dream of, may we bring into reality a dismissal of destructive fire, and an ushering in of an era of fires of growth and love. Shabbat Shalom.